Okay, in this video we're going to have a look at an example for expanding double brackets. As we showed in the last video, double brackets normally have a letter at the beginning of both brackets, and that letter is almost always x. And then the second part of each bracket we add on or take away a number. So in this example, our first bracket is going to read x plus 5, and our second bracket is going to read x plus 8. From the last video I showed you a couple of different techniques, 3 different techniques for expanding these brackets, and in the last video I advised that if you weren't sure which one to use, I'd use the half moon technique. The reason why is the answer you get when all the terms are spat out, it spits them out in the correct order that you need them in, so you don't have to do any rearranging. So the half moon technique, if you remember, we start by drawing 2 lines from the first x, or the first term of the first bracket, usually that's an x, and we draw those lines to both parts of the second bracket, and then we go underneath and we do the same thing from the number. So from the 5 in this case to both parts of the second bracket, and it gives us this half moon, or this kind of crescent moon shape going all the way around. Now if you remember, each of these lines represents a multiplication that you've got to do. So we start on the top, and as I said in the last video, start with the shorter of the 2 lines. So we're going to do this short line here, which is x times x. That's going to give us x squared. And then we're going to do the longer line on top, which is x times by 8. Now both those terms are positive, so it's going to be positive, and then x times 8 is just 8x. And then we move down to the bottom and again do the shorter of the 2 lines first. So we're going to have 5 times by x. This is just going to give us 5x. And then we've got the longer of the lines underneath, which is positive 5 times by positive 8. So clearly that's a positive number, and 5 times 8 is 40. Okay, so that's the expanded version. Now, in order to gain all the marks, these questions typically come in the form of expand and simplify. So that's the expanded part. In order to get the rest of the marks, you're going to have to simplify, and the only simplification that you can do is tidying those 2 parts into one. So there's nothing you can do with the x squared, that has to stay as it is, and there's nothing you can do with the 40, that's going to stay as it is. All that's going to happen is we're going to combine these 2 x parts into one. So clearly we've got 8x plus 5x, they're both positive. Adding together, we're going to get 13x. So this is your complete answer. This is your finished product. You've got x squared plus 13x plus 14. Notice this is in descending powers of x, and what that means is you've got your highest power of x. The x squared part comes first, then you've got your next highest power of x, which here is x, or x to the 1 if you want to think about it like that, that comes next. And then this number really is x to the power of 0, it doesn't have any x part to it, so that comes last. And so this is the standard way of writing a quadratic like this. You write your x squared part first, then your x's, then your number. And that's it, that's your final answer. If you found this video helpful, please consider dropping it a like. Alternatively, if you found it completely useless, then tell me that in the comments as well. In the next couple of videos, I'm going to be expanding more quadratics, more of these double brackets, including having negatives inside the brackets. So if you want to keep up to date with those videos, as well as the rest of the Maths GCSE syllabus and Science syllabus, then consider subscribing to my channel. And I'll see you in the next video.